Hey, Hexter here. This is kind of a response to Obama's speech about trying to make peace in the Middle East and how Christians are all up in arms. They're taking the land that God gave Israel away from them. So what did Jesus say about all this? Hear another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, digged a winepress in it, and built a tower and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country. And at the season he sent to the husbandman a servant that he might receive from the husbandman of the fruit of the vineyard. And they caught him and beat him and sent him away empty. So the master sent another servant to them to collect his due. But the result was the same again. And again he sent unto them another servant. And at him they cast stones and wounded him in the head and sent him away shamefully handled. So he sent another servant to them to collect his due, and another servant after him, all with the same results again. And again he sent another, and him they killed, and many others, beating some and killing some. Then said the Lord of the vineyard, What shall I do? I will send my beloved son. It may be they will reference him when they see him. But when the husbandmen saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours. They knew that he was the son of the man who leased the vineyard out to them, and they knew that he was the legitimate heir of the property. When they saw the son, the wheels in their evil minds started to turn, and they figured that they had the opportunity to have the property for themselves. All they had to do was get rid of the son. God gave them the land to possess with conditions. And there's all kinds of conditions that God placed on them. These people that imposed, that possessed the land in Israel. Conditions of how they treated the land itself, letting it lie fallow, conditions of how they treated their animals, how they prepared their animals to eat, what animals they could eat and couldn't eat, conditions on how they treated aliens who came to live in the land, conditions on how they treated each other, conditions on how they lived their life, conditions on commerce, 10% tax to the temple, 10% tax to running the government, 10% tax every 3 years for the poor, conditions on who they could worship and could not worship. Lots of conditions that were placed on these people in order for them to possess the land. Now, when you start running into any kind of conditions that are set, even if there's just a few conditions, but when you have a multitude of conditions that you find in this agreement with Israel, which they had to agree to, then what we're seeing is agreement concerning possession, or a leasee agreement, not ownership. God was the owner of the land. And these were the conditions they had to agree to live on the land, to possess it. Christians today will say that God gave these people this land unconditionally, and they could do anything they want, as in that parable. They could kill those servants sent to collect the fruit, the harvest of that land. The owner could send his own son, and these people thought that they could kill the owner's own son and become heirs, owners of the land. The Lord Jesus uses this parable to refer to God. He's the landowner. Jesus Christ is his son. The Old Testament prophets of God was the one sent. The nation of Israel is the land. People of Israel, the religious leaders of Israel, the geographical property known as Israel, the title to the land, who the title holder is. God the Father is the title holder, not Israel. The legal status of the nation of Israel concerning the land, that they did not own it, that they did not hold the title to it. They were lessees on the land, and that Jesus Christ is the heir of the land, and that the land is his inheritance from his Father. So when they were asked what the landowner should do, they said unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto another husbandman, which shall render him the fruits in their season. The Apostle Peter makes it very clear in this matter, stating that the church, the royal family of God, are now the people of God. Israel once was, but now we are, the church, the believers in Jesus Christ. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into the marvelous light, which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. I guess what I'm trying to say is it all boils down to two positions. Are we going to take the side of those who say that the land belongs to Israel, that they are the owners of it? Or are we going to take the side of Christ, who says the land is his? Peace.